This is the finale of Jacob's Ladder. It's a short one, only 3 episodes. This is the last one. I really, really hope you love it. It's just me, by the way. Amelia's not here. Don't wait for them to jump in. Yes, this is the last episode of Jacob's Ladder. Hope you've loved it. Hope you continue to love it. The next thing you're going to get from us is actually a one-shot of myself and Amelia playing the gayest game of Jenga you've ever seen in your life. There's also role-playing involved. I promise it's not just Jenga. We'll be getting that to you very soon. Keep an eye on our socials to get final word on that. And then after that, you'll get a trailer for our next full-length regular arc that I'm so excited for. I am having such a blast with it. I can't wait for you to hear it. Nice and easy, straightforward announcements this week, because it's just me by myself, and I'm efficient. I'm efficient and clean, and I never get distracted. Just like Constance Gable. I sincerely hope that you enjoy the ending of her adventure. Enjoy the show! Hello! And welcome to the 3rd and final episode of Unprepared Casters, Jacob's Ladder. I am your game master for this game of God Killer. My name has been, is, and will continue to be Amelia Som. You can use whatever pronouns your heart contents. And who do I have with me at this very real physical table? Haley Whip Jack! Hello! I'm here to play Constance Gable, God Sparer, Haunted Garden Witch, and generally unsettling Little Godling. Indeed. Oh, so now you're good with Little Godling.
No.
Okay.
Well, I am.
You're good with you. You don't like...
She doesn't like
She doesn't like being called Little Godling? Why? It's so respectful.
It's a little demeaning.
A little demeaning. Well, you're not like a huge godling. You're like...
Right.
You're little, and you are a godling, so...
I'm a pretty standard-sized demigod, if we could go with
Well,
that
you're
instead.
like the only demigod of your kind now. So I guess technically you would be the standard
5'1"
size.
is the standard height for a demigod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Average-sized godling / regular person Constance Gable.
That's right.
On our last episode, decided to head south looking for Viv, with the attack plan of just going south and asking people if they knew who Viv was.
I had no other leads.
No, it worked out for you. You gamified the experience, kind of eschewing the many social conventions by which Constance usually abides.
You have to. That's the rules.
And basically going until you could find someone, anyone. You met a human whose name you did not get.
Don't need it.
Yeah, you were too busy speed running.
Yeah.
And who connected you with a god who went by the name of Caius after a social interaction which you totally won, actually, and everyone would say so and agree.
Caius included.
Caius
absolutely included.
You made a deal to offer Caius an introduction to someone at a later date in exchange for information as to where Viv might be, which resulted in you getting a map, taking your pretty aggressively normal rosemary plant.
My best friend.
Your best friend, the rosemary plant, south through to a cave system, which you navigated and found yourself in a weird cavern where life is as it was before it went wrong. You jumped down 100 feet, got a few scrapes.
Went well. Can I erase that strain?
Sure.
Or am I right after this? Are we starting?
I guess we'll come to that after the
Okay.
recap, because I'll ask you what the vibes are.
For sure.
You did take a single strain. You're so brave. And kind of went around tending to this garden, and as you would tend your own, coming across Viv, all that gives life.
Yes.
After a conversation where you were treated with the utmost respect and
Yeah,
No patronization at all.
Nobody was condescending to anybody else.
No one was condescending to anyone else. And honestly, they were super helpful and forthcoming with information.
Yeah, it felt like a good...
Yeah, you got what you wanted. Which was learning that it was not, in fact, a life-based deity that was causing this overabundance, but the absence of death, which was allowing life to mutate in ways to accommodate this absence in a way that is not sustainable and in many cases is frankly quite disturbing.
Just a touch.
Just a touch. The Hydra chickens. You went armed with the incredibly aggressive implications that Finnick is some sort of... Finnick, your dad.
Finnick, my dad, is some sort of death-based deity.
Thing, and that in order to try and track him down, you are going to have to lean into whatever it is inside you that connects you to him. And that is going to be the only way you can really move forward. The life seemed pretty chill with just kind of letting this whole thing ride out for however long it takes.
But it can't go on forever.
It won't. And Viv never said that it was going to go on forever.
No.
Viv was just like, look, Finnick's going
years.
through a thing, and we'll just let it sort it out, however. No one's dying because of it, very literally. Are people being tormented by fates worse than death that their mortal minds are not equipped to handle?
Potentially.
Potentially. But they're probably gonna be okay about it. Like,
Seems
it's
like
probably
it.
fine. So you deciding not to squeeze Viv's little head off their shoulders.
I wanted to.
You wanted to so bad.
I wanted to real bad.
You didn't do that.
No.
You
You can't do that. That's not polite.
Yeah, very impolite. To murder people in their home specifically.
Yes. Yeah. It's the less polite the closer you are to their house.
Yeah, which is like honestly the easiest way to kill a god. But you decided to go away and let off some steam as you figured out that you need to bring about some kind of death to connect with death. I guess I will ask you before we talk about whether or not you're clearing strain. What does Constance do? You've walked out of this cavern and somehow are in a forest in Malum, roughly the same-ish area, probably. It's hard to tell. Nothing looks right anymore.
Yeah. I am searching for the same thing I was searching for when everything first started breaking, which is what I search for every time I get overwhelmed, which is just someplace empty where I don't have to think about whatever was upsetting and I don't have to see or hear anybody or anything that's upset as well. And last time I found it at the ocean. And I'm not sure there's another outdoor place at this point that would be free from the things that are stressing me the fuck out.
Yeah.
But I also don't know if I'm anywhere near an ocean.
You're not particularly close to an ocean.
No, I can't
You're in
imagine.
like kind of central-ish mountain hills.
Yeah.
With caves.
Yeah. So I guess I'm just stomping around a forest.
You are.
This is a jungle.
Stomp, stomp.
Just mad that everywhere I turn, more things are proving to me that they are still wrong.
Yeah, it's loud as hell. Very overstimulating.
So loud. And outside is always kind of loud, but it's also supposed to be kind of quiet.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's hell.
Yeah.
And I'm in hell. And honestly, I don't think I do get to clear stream because I don't think I can take it for very long.
Nah.
I think I'm too upset.
Yeah.
I don't think I can give myself that chance.
I think that would be correct. So you are just sort of existing. And while your physical wounds have since healed that sort of emotional exhaustion that much in the same way as when you're kind of going and working on something, as soon as that ends, you just collapse. Like spiritually, that's where you're at right now.
The verge of a spiritual collapse.
Yeah. You pulled too many emotional all-nighters. But
Anytime Constance has to pull an emotion.
yeah. But you've been given your information from Viv.
I got something else from Viv as well.
You did. So in sparing Viv, you got a favor and a semblance of Viv's power, which is very broadly life.
Nice. Oh, I have to put that I spared Viv on my sheet.
You do.
Spared Viv.
Killed? No.
Nobody. I'm the God Sparer.
You're the God Sparer. I think that will continue. We're playing God Sparer after all.
God Sparer by Connie Chang.
Yeah.
But yes, I have a semblance of power from Viv, which is something that I can at some point, if I'd like to, wield it. Or can I burn it for a miracle?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes, I can burn a power for a miracle.
Or you can just wield it a normal amount for a
Yes.
normal divine thing.
A real standard divine situation.
Okay.
I just wanted to let everybody know I got something else from Viv before if at some point I just start talking about having life superpowers.
Yeah, you get life superpowers for being nice to Viv. Viv loves you. You're alive.
Hey, I'll take it.
Yeah. Viv's like your weird, like Pia's like an aunt on your mom's side, and I guess Viv is a weird. There's not aunt, not uncle for sure.
No.
But on your dad's side,
Yeah, there's no word.
there's no word for whatever that is, and whatever that
They
will
were.
continue to be. But
Yeah.
they're there.
It's like Neil and Hook from Once Upon a Time.
Oh god.
Viv and Constance Gable are like Neil Cassidy and Killian Jones from Once Upon a Time. That does make Death Emma Swan, I fear. Maybe?
Does
Emma
that
Swan Mila? Fuck.
Does that make Lorraine? Well, then who's?
Is Lorraine Rumpelstiltskin?
That can't be.
That can't be right.
Who's Pia? Is there like a good character on that show? Is there a character who doesn't suck?
His name is Archie Hopper.
Honestly, yeah, that is Pia. It's like, hi, I can't be your parent,
Here to
but
fix your problems.
I'm just gonna try and fix you how I can, bud.
Anyway.
You're alone.
Yes.
You are stressed out. You've been kind of given marching orders. This is you've accomplished your initial goal, which is find out who is causing this.
Sure. Yeah.
Goal number 2 is make it stop being the way it is. So
Put it back.
put it back. Put that thing back where it came from.
Or so help me. Okay. So what I need to do is sort of pull on the things that tether me to Finnick.
Yeah.
Guy I've never met,
Guy you've never met.
who I would say ruined my life,
Yeah.
but I think that's maybe too...
I mean,
know, it's-
if the fact that you exist at all is like,
Does that ruin my life that it exists?
Yeah.
Probably.
probably
That's
ruined
sad.
your life, made you be alive. Yeah, everything odd and unique about you in that sense did come from Finnick.
Finnick. Yeah. The haunting. All of the
Yeah.
haunting of me.
Right, and like when does the Like, how do you separate that sort of supernatural part of yourself from your actual self? Like, how much of that would be your personality if
Right.
it weren't there?
Yeah.
Do you like that about yourself? Do you hate it? Do you feel neutral?
I don't think I've ever let myself consider an alternative. You know? I don't think it's sitting around and like, man, what would I do? What would I be if I wasn't constantly badgered by specters of death?
Yeah.
I think it's so much easier to not ask that question.
Oh, yeah.
So I just don't think I've ever entertained the thought of it. It's just objectively what it is. It's just what it is.
Yeah. And it's just who you are.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the tether. I can't pull on some personality trait that we share. All I can pull on is the thing that both of us are. And so I find myself something resembling an opening, a clear. I find a big rock to sit on. I need a rock to sit on. And I will unholster my rosemary. And set it down beside me. And if I wasn't so upset, actively elevated, and vibrating out of my own skin and miserable, I think I would genuinely sit here for days and just watch it wither. But I'm so mad.
You're so mad, and you probably have not felt this intense of an anger in your life.
Ever. There's never been space for it. There's maybe been opportunities for me to feel this mad, but it has never been the time.
Yeah.
I've always had something else to do or somebody else to worry about, like to consider how they're going to perceive that.
Or you're just like, I mean, I don't need to.
I don't need to.
Like, I could, but I don't need to.
I can just forget about it and move on.
Yeah.
My life has been pretty simple since I've been by myself.
Right. And I think now that you're letting yourself experience the anger about this, it just cascades with every other moment when you've not let yourself be mad at your mom, at people for not getting you, at situations for not knowing how to navigate them, at every time you've done your best and still been weird and off-putting. Every moment, whether it was an animal, an insect, a person who came toward you near their end, and you sat with them and gave them a comfort that neither of you knew why you had any right to give, but they accepted it and they came to you for it as they passed on. And you become so angry because you never had a choice. Because even with a choice, you had to say yes.
And I had to be the big, solid, understanding person who knew what was happening. I had to act like I knew what was happening every time.
Yeah.
Or act, at the very least, calm and humble.
Right. Because every single time someone is literally dying.
What kind of person could you be to make it about you?
Right.
And it happened so many times.
From a very young age.
So many times. And I couldn't get mad about it. And I couldn't even talk about it all the time. Lorraine didn't want to hear it.
Lorraine was so ill-equipped to help you with that.
I mean, when you're really young, you just bring her the birds.
Yeah.
Until eventually you just bury them without saying anything. And you just go back inside. And you can't be mad about it because it's not the bird's fault. But I'm so mad.
But now you can be mad about it.
I'm
And now
so
you are.
mad. And I just dig my hand into the soil of this tiny pot, and I just squeeze and I lift it out of it, and I just remove it from its source of life. And I feel awful.
Yeah.
Because it's the one thing outside of Viv's domain that I could kill. I've never killed anything. I've seen a lot of death. I have never intentionally killed anything. Not even bugs. They die around me enough. I don't need to expedite the process.
Yeah, the only mosquitoes near you just like die before they can
It
even
just
bite.
happens.
Yeah.
I don't need to be an active participant, and I don't want to be. But I rip the rosemary out of the soil, and I just rend it into pieces. And I feel awful.
You start tearing into it with so much anger
Yeah.
at so many things that you can't articulate. So you just shred, you pick off the pines, and you tear the roots, and you tear the stem from the roots until each piece gets carried on the wind. Because you only ever had the opportunity to love anything or be loved by anything in death.
The only things that ever wanted to see me were things where I was going to be the last thing they saw. Nobody ever wanted to see me a second time. I loved this thing. And I killed it.
And you loved it so much, you let it die. You gave it a release that nothing else here in this world, in this moment, has.
And I sit on my rock.
And you sit on your rock. And you breathe. And I assume you're crying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything about it.
Right. And you're just sort of in the after image of a strong emotion. And you feel something yank at the back of your collar.
Fuck. Not what I want right now.
Not what you want right now.
Sudden physical touch.
Sudden physical touch pulling you back.
Jesus.
Like you might grab a young child who's about to go for something and you're like, this is not the best way, but I need to grab this.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
I think I start swinging. like genuinely, I think I turn and I try to like get whatever's behind me.
Yeah, are you trying to inflict harm or are you just swinging? Just for swinging's
wanted to
sake?
stop touching.
Yeah, as this thing pulls you and you like whip around and like are trying to like and just swing, you like stumble a bit. Mm-hmm. And sort of in that way when you don't realize there's still another step left and you fall.
Yeah.
And twirl. And you are no longer on this rock.
Fuck. I liked that rock.
It's a nice rock.
I picked it.
You picked it.
Where am I?
You are in a room,
Okay.
in like a foyer. You kind of stumble back and you find yourself in this dimly lit, like candles on the wall, dark stone. It's like the entryway of a castle. You've never been in a place this nice.
No.
This is like a place that you read about in a storybook for like some wealthy king. And whatever grabbed you as you sort of swing and turn around, ready to sort of lash out at whoever is like invading your bubble.
Yeah.
You don't see anyone immediately. You're just sort of like, it's almost like an invisible hand kind of pulled you through here.
That's worse.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. You stumble back and there's a beautiful, ornate sort of like some sort of large animal skin rug that you do not immediately recognize. There are...
Is it Cadblepis?
Maybe. Could be. It's like giving prehistoric.
Oh, okay.
There is... there are these huge sort of like paintings on the wall, tapestries depicting nothing in particular. But it is a very ornately decorated area, and you find yourself in a waiting room, and you're just in there alone.
In a waiting room?
An entryway.
An entryway, a foyer.
Yeah.
I'm just in somebody else's house again.
Yeah.
Hate being in other people's houses. Because I'm not gonna yell for them. I just want to wait until they know I'm here. They have to know I'm here.
You get the sense they know you're there.
They've gotta know that I'm here.
You gotta know that they have pulled you here, right?
See, that's the only thing that makes sense.
Yeah.
They know I'm here. Mm-hmm. I don't know where to go.
Correct.
I'll just wait.
Yeah.
I'll simply stand here. Still feeling very sorry for myself.
Yeah, how long would you stand there feeling sorry for yourself?
A really long time.
You stand there for a very long time.
Like just so much longer than anyone should be willing to just stand there.
Yeah.
Because the other option is I start just wandering a stranger's home by myself.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Okay. You stand there for a very long time. Mm-hmm. Until you hear footsteps pounding, not clacking. I mean, it's just stone floors, just little click. Click, 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 click. And then feel a presence before you see someone. You are always feeling your own presence in general.
Sure.
And it has never been so affronting to you. But you could imagine that this is when you project that aura outwardly, the same feeling of impending doom and acceptance and death that other people experience when they're around you. And you feel that first.
And I don't really mind it, I don't think.
You're probably used to it in a way, but you do notice it. And then you see a guy.
Some fucking dude.
Some fucking dude wearing a big silk robe, having those kind of clacky slippers, you know, with like a little, very zen.
Yes.
Who sort of stands in the doorway, leaning the glass of something, and says, "Hello."
Hi. My name is Constance Gable.
Constance Gable.
I requested a meeting.
And they sort of set their drink down on a nearby surface. They kind of outstretch their arm and a table slides underneath it as they lay it down. And they come up to you and he puts his arms on your shoulders and looks deep into your eyes. And just throws himself around you into a hug. And says, "Constance Gable.
Yes.
I should have known it was you."
Are you Finnick, then?
I am indeed. It is. And just sort of taking your head into his hands. Just squeeze. You're so tense. And he notes it and does not care.
No.
It is so good to meet you. And can I hug you? And just throws his arms around you and just squeezes you so tight. I've certainly never been aggressively hugged like this. Like even the Pia hug was like, I know you don't.
Yeah. I know this isn't your scene, but I have to. Yeah.
Yeah. And says, come on, come, you must welcome.
Okay.
And just sort of starts kind of trailing off.
All right.
And the drink sort of flies from the table into his hand and heads toward a back room.
How big is this man? I'm trying to conceptualize our height difference.
Oh, probably like 5'10".
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Normal sized man, much taller than me.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And he just disappears around the corner.
Yeah. I don't want to get lost because I don't know his house.
Yeah. You follow him and you look out of, there's a very large window and you see outside is just kind of swirling gray fog mist with like indefinite particulates in it. You see no ground, no sky.
Okay. No, I note that.
Yeah.
I note that in my head. Can't just walk out of this place.
Nope.
Sounds good.
And as you round the corner to the room that he went to, got a little bit of a head start, you see him pouring a glass.
Oh.
His floating in the air as he manually pours another one. And extends it.
What is it?
It's good.
What is it?
I guess you would call it ambrosia.
I'm certainly not allowed to have that.
Sure you are.
What's it gonna do?
Tastes good.
What else is it gonna do?
That's it. Makes you feel renewed.
Yeah, no, it tastes good. It's good.
It's like the best fucking thing
good.
you've ever had. It's real good. And just sort of looks at you.
I don't like that. I have questions.
I'm sure you do. I'm happy to answer any of them. Let's go.
What did you do?
About
The cycle of natural life is broken.
yes, that. Yes. I stopped it.
Right. Viv said it was you.
Yes. It was me.
Because I thought maybe it would have been them.
No, Viv. No, it's not really Viv's style. I'm sure you don't know them very well.
I
Sorry
met them
about
for
that.
the first time an hour ago.
Oh. How are they doing?
Hiding in a cave.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
right.
normal.
Not normal, but not surprising.
Right. Okay. So it wasn't Viv, and that was my only lead until Viv said it was you. Right. So that means that now I can come to you and ask you to fix it.
Okay. Can I ask you questions?
I guess.
Do you have hobbies?
I garden.
Garden? What do you like to garden?
A lot of things. Herbs is the big one, but I've expanded into other fruiting and blossoming plants and crops over the past few years. I had some trees actually that were they were supposed to start bearing fruit next season before everything broke. And now I assume they've been just dropping fruit all over my homestead
Likely
before
so.
they were supposed to.
Yeah.
I used to do some flowers, but the fruits were more important for the town nearby, so priorities.
Did you sell the fruits?
I didn't have to sell them, I just sort of gave them away. Traded sometimes. Sometimes there were tools and things that I needed. I'm not much of a builder.
But you're kind.
I just don't keep things I don't need.
That's nice. I like that.
Why did you do it? Why did you break it?
I don't think I broke it. I changed it.
You changed it, and it's wrong.
Whatever is. There is not a right or a wrong. There is the way things are, and the way things are has changed.
Have you seen it?
I have.
You've seen what it's like now.
Yes.
And you think that's fine?
Not forever.
Not even for now.
Certainly not. Things get worse before they get better.
So let's make them better.
Oh, it'll sort itself out eventually.
Life is gonna choke itself out. That can't be good for you. That can't be good for you.
No, but we all make sacrifices for the things we believe in.
Everybody's making sacrifices.
Everybody always makes sacrifices.
It's not their choice to make these sacrifices.
It's no one's choice to die, but they do that anyway. Well,
That's just part of it.
not anymore.
It's supposed to be part of it.
It's not supposed to be part of anything anymore.
You don't get to make that call.
I do, actually.
You don't. Put it back.
No. I can't.
You can.
I won't.
Just don't lie.
Okay. I apologize. He looks like he has so many things he wants to say.
None of them are coming out.
None of them are coming out, just sort of looking at you. Do you like when things die?
No.
Me neither.
But it's just part of it.
But if you could change it,
I wouldn't.
why not?
It's part of it.
If you could change it.
I like when things live. And things don't live if nothing dies.
Everything is living now.
I'm not sure it is. It's a cycle. It's part of it. You're supposed to clear away to make space for life. I'm not even sure what's happening out there right now is life. I think it's just twisted. Things are coming back. Logs, long dead, fence posts are rooting and growing. That's a perversion. It's not life.
It's not death, it's something new. It's not lonely. Do you know how tiring it gets after ages and eons of watching everything live and suffer just to die so things can live and suffer and die and live and suffer and die. I mean, it will go on forever.
Right.
Unless we fix it.
It wasn't broken.
To you. You haven't seen it as long as I have.
No, I haven't. But you don't get to assume what I have seen.
What have you seen?
I've seen a lot of death.
I know. Sorry about that.
It's fine. That's just part of it. I don't like it, but I don't mind.
This is all new for you. It's always been a part of you, but the beings that we are, they call us gods, spirits. We are tied to and represent these entities that exist, whether or not we give them a life, a name, a form. They shape us. It's shaped you. And you also shape it. Belief is a very strong and powerful thing. And some of these entities, some of us, have been around a very long time. You'd be surprised what you have the power to change. I was.
It shapes you. Things haven't died in nearly a year. Everywhere. How are you standing?
Like I said, I make sacrifices. Death is a very powerful thing. And belief is very strong. And when things are chaotic and frantic, it manifests in different ways. My power has waned and continues to do so and will continue to do so. And I will take death with me when it goes. What's happening now won't happen forever. Right now we are in a sort of transitional state. There is a paradox that has not been resolved, and we are witnessing its resolution. Everything in the universe is just one large unfolding equation of reactions, magical, alchemical, physical. This is a part of that.
Say it works. Things balance out. You fade, I guess. Death is not a concept. What happens to me?
I don't know.
Do you care?
Of course. I know I haven't been present in a way that you would have perhaps liked. I communicated best I could. But it always seemed to make you more sad. I think the best thing you can do is sever whatever it is that connects you to me, and when I go down, I won't take you with me. Hopefully.
And then I'm just half of myself?
Is life half of death?
Just keep the half that's Lorraine?
You keep the half that's you.
It's all me.
You can't split a person in half. You'll change with everything else.
I don't want to. I like me.
I like you too. You seem kind. You obviously care a lot about the things that you invest your time in. From what I've seen, you've exercised compassion and grace. You garden. No one can change you without your consent.
I don't understand. I don't understand. You're just gonna let everything fall apart. You're gonna rewrite the universe and fade into nothing. You might take me down with you. Everything is wrong, and it is your fault. And no one's holding you accountable, apparently. I don't understand. I know you're sick of it, but you don't get to just stop.
I've no other choice.
You do. You just fix it.
I can't bear that weight. And if it makes me don't know how lonely it gets. You've no way of comprehending that. I know you've been alone, but you haven't truly been alone. And I know at the end of it all, it will just be me. And then quiet. That's where this all ends, in one way or another, in 1,000,000 years, in 1,000 years.
So change it then.
Then is as good as now.
There's people.
There will always be people until there aren't people. And now when there are things, now is the time. When there's nothing left, there is nothing to change. We can avoid that fate. And maybe it will be different, and maybe it will end that way anyway. But I can try. While I have the power, while I have the ability, I can't sever myself from this thread any more than you can sever yourself from your heart and your conviction. It's been far too long. You're still young. You're still human.
I don't think so.
You are.
There's a lot of good people who are very, you wouldn't say hurt, because their injuries heal and they're not dying and their crops are flourishing, but they're not handling it.
You'd be surprised a great many things people don't handle, and they die anyway. Give them enough time, they'll work it out, or they won't. Every single person down there right now who is struggling, who is figuring it out. They have nothing but time. They'll get where they need to go.
I don't like that you're trying to make me feel bad for insisting that the universe has rules. I know it's not a rule that people like.
It's not my intention to make you feel bad. Just trying to explain. The universe has rules. The universe has not always existed in this form. It won't always exist in this form. Things change. The spin of a dime.
Why has no one stopped you? This can't be acceptable for other beings of your power and your stature. Where are we? Can they get you here?
They don't know how to get here. We are in a place that I created a long time ago to have some privacy. I'm not the only one who does things like this, but if they wanted to stop me, I'm sure they could. I think they just want to see what happens.
I think I've seen enough. And I think you're irresponsible. And I think that you're apathetic. I think you don't have any sense of the world that you're supposed to be shepherding. I think you're just like my fucking mom. And I don't think you should be in charge of this.
Well, I will take that under advisement and very kindly request you leave my home.
No.
And perhaps after this is all said and done, we can discuss it then, if I'm still around.
All said and done?
It's already gone into motion. There's nothing you can do to stop it, and I understand you disagree with me, but unfortunately, this is the way things are. So please, and then you hear a latch and a door open.
I'm not leaving.
Then sit. Wait here. Wait it out. It's fine by me.
If you won't fix it, I will. I've said it the whole time. I'm going to put it back to how it's supposed to be, because nobody else can, or apparently no one else will. And it's not right.
Not now, but it will be. I mean, if you'd been born a little bit later, if you'd been born into the new world that will form out of this one, those would be your rules. If you were born in the world that existed before this one, those would have been your rules. You, my dear, are not absolute. None of us are. We are only the power that we wield.
I had finally made something that felt like mine and that felt like home and you broke it. And I'm not leaving until it's fixed. You can do it, or I can. If you claim to care, it would be a great time to prove it.
I am truly sorry for the discomfort my presence has and has continued to have on your life. It was not my intention to bring so much pain. And I'm going to make sure I never bring pain to anyone like that again. I have to stay the course I have charted. It's bigger than either of us. You can stay here as long as you wish.
I don't even know how to leave.
Front door.
I'm gonna ask you one more time, as pleasantly as I know how. Would you please consider reinstating the concept of death into the universe?
And he does genuinely, while looking at you, consider it. I can't.
I killed my first thing today.
The rosemary.
It's the first thing I've ever brought death to. Everything else has found me.
Everything else I have brought death to. Everything. Did you enjoy that? The rosemary.
No. We'll see if you enjoy being in my position. And I would like to wield my power from Viv to attempt to create life in this space, to... I guess my goal is to intimidate in this moment. I'm picturing poison ivy. Big, like, restraining sorts of vines, sort of erupting from in between the stones of this building, the way that I have seen between cracks in pavement over and over again for the past few months, where they're not supposed to be.
Yeah.
Wielding a power to do something only a god can, which would be to spontaneously create life where there was none.
Yeah, you are in the literal domain of death.
Oh, yeah.
There are very few entities powerful enough to create what we would call these like demi-planes of this scale. Out of nothing.
This is so risky, by the way. I'm looking at what the roles, what the outcomes are
Okay, yeah,
for this wheel of power shit, and they are risky.
Okay, let me actually look at that. Okay. Let's see. Add 1 for each true statement. You've done this specific act before perfectly. Nope. You're desperate for this to work. Are you? I would say so. Mark down a strain.
This is gonna be a strain-heavy act. I fear if this goes wrong.
You're close to a shrine lair or domain of the god you took this power from so far. Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna roll.
Roll.
And then we'll just see,
what happens.
But I get that +1
You get a +1.
for being desperate, but it did make me mark my second strain. So I'm on 2 strain, and if I get 5 strain, that's bad for me. Come on, baby.
I want it to be
Come on. Okay.
What'd
3
you
and a 3, that's 6 +1 gets me to 7.
God damn it.
Gets me to 7, baby.
Can you roll back? Get rid of those dice. Get rid
I'm
of them.
getting rid of all of my dice.
I know. Get rid of those.
I'm never rolling the same dice twice. I have so many
You
D6.
have so many D6. I had so many D6 when I played this, and none of them rolled well for me ever.
Well,
This is...
maybe you didn't have enough. I play a rogue, baby. I need a good collection.
I had 16.
It's not enough.
I didn't.
There's your problem.
There's my problem. I should have had 34. Yeah, fine.
I do it. I do it.
You
That's
do
all it
it.
says. It says on a hit 7
You do
tonight,
it.
you do it. That's
I'm-
it.
I'm so happy. I'm so proud of you. You did it so well. Oh my god.
I do it. I make vines.
Maybe life can be your new dad.
Really want to do that. I kind of just want this dad to be less like this.
Honestly, you should have caught him like 1,000 or a few thousand years ago.
Yeah, I didn't really have that opportunity on account of how I'm 29.
Yeah. You really just caught him at a bad time.
Yeah.
I mean, you also were probably part of that, no offense.
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah. 29 years ago, the depression deepened out of
29 years
nowhere.
ago, death was like, what just happened? What was that?
Yeah, how did that happen? I don't think so. I don't like it.
And now I'm thinking about a lot of things. I'm actually thinking a lot about the nature of life and death.
Yeah.
Because one day that person's gonna die, probably.
Probably.
Yeah. Anywho,
I will the power.
you do it. That's what it says. On a hit, you do it. You do it. So as
Just does it.
you are channeling this very newfound power for the first time.
I got it an hour ago.
You got it an hour ago. You are in the domain of death, wielding a power of life, channeling deep within. I mean, I feel like all of your energy comes from your conviction this entire time of there is a right and there is a wrong. And from the stones themselves, you have wrought these thick vines of poison ivy that are cracking through the mortar, up through this castle, which now as you are feeling yourself in this plant, and you have never been so connected to death in any sense of the word, but you feel yourself extending through this organism. You feel the size of this ridiculously large tower. It is suspended in whatever this space is. You feel that in every living thing, there are thousands and thousands of small, tiny deaths throughout. Cells divide, die. And you feel that within the life. And there's a part of you that just connects something that you've had an instinct and a conviction about in the theoretical sense on a very spiritual, fundamental level. And you tear this tower apart. And the life that you brought brings this. Not an explosion, a dismantling. As in a matter of moments, these vines expand. And like if you were increasing the pressure inside a glass, it just pop, everything suspended. Gravity here is weird. This plane is weird. It is less stable and less concrete than it has ever been. And all of these fragments of the castle are just sort of suspended briefly after that moment. The room around you in pieces expanded like a diagram almost. You and Death standing on the same piece of floor. And he looks at you. Leave.
No. I can't.
The door is still there.
My garden's all wrong.
He walks up to you. It will pass. I know this pain. I know the pain of loss. I know wanting to fix everything so it's perfect, so the machine runs. Every single death cataloged and sorted over and over and over again. I know. And this, where I am right now, this is where it ends.
Did she really beat you in a game of cards? I feel like you're not allowed to beat gods at games of cards. I've always wanted to ask.
Does it matter?
I just always wanted to ask. And I'm not leaving. And I'm gonna have to do this by myself. So I don't think I'm gonna get a chance to ask again.
This will not turn out well for you.
That's not new.
It will be different this time. I know what you think you're trying to do. And I'm telling you to stop while you can.
You can't handle it anymore. I can. I heard the stories. She never told them on purpose, but I heard them. You had friends, and you loved people and gods, and that makes the loss hurt. I don't have any of that.
But it still hurts, doesn't it?
It's gotta be less.
You can't measure loss. You can't weigh one against the other. You are not noble or unique in the way you experience suffering. You are no better or no worse than me or anyone else. It will end the way it always ends. Everything dies, even death.
You didn't answer my question.
Fair and square.
I never beat her. I can't let you be in charge. Whatever has to change, it can't be you. I think you've done it too long. Will you help me? Or, do I just start trying things? You seem a bit stronger than a rosemary.
Little bit. Go on. Try.
Gonna try and do a violence.
Okay.
I don't feel good about it.
Okay.
I'm not enjoying it.
Yeah.
It's just a shift in conviction. Mm-hmm. It's the same conviction.
Yeah, no, you've had... If there's one thing Constance has been, it's consistent.
Yeah. It's constant, if you will.
Crazy how that happens. It's constant and it's Gable.
It's so Gable.
It's like so Gable when you think about it.
But it's this certainty that the guy I'm looking at is the least trustworthy thing I've ever met.
That's so crazy.
That's so crazy, but I think that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. I think he's more trustworthy than Kai is, but that's where I'm at.
Maybe.
Yeah. But no, you're entitled to your feelings for sure.
Yeah, and objectively, he's probably more trustworthy than Caius. I think to Constance specifically,
Yeah.
somebody should have ousted this guy like a long time ago. There had to have been signs.
Literally, what are you gonna do? It's death.
Right, but like,
Yeah.
there had to have been signs.
Oh yeah, but it's like, what are you gonna do? Kill death?
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, roll 2d6, see what happens. Okay, let's see. Add one for each true statement. They wish you harm. They don't.
I didn't think so.
No.
Yeah.
You're desperate.
Yeah.
It is personal.
It's just so
It's like
personal.
actually quite as personal as it could possibly be.
I think we could have put up a more personal situation.
God, get a +2. Roll
Get
the
a +2.
2d6.
God, I'm just going in with my hands. I don't even have a weapon. That's a 2. That's a 2.
That's a 6. What
That's
does
a
that mean?
6. On a miss, the opposition seizes on a flaw in your approach. Suffered 2 strain, and the GM will describe the corner you're backed into.
God.
So that gets me to 4
That
strain.
gets you to 4 strength. God damn, actually, this would have been a nice one for you to succeed. What? Can you
Yeah.
roll the way I would
the
like
way
you
that
to?
is convenient for you.
Yeah, because like I know this is like a collaborative story, I think,
For
but
sure.
there's a certain way I think it would be fun for things to go, and the dice.
Do you know
kind of
how
keep
many
changing
times
that.
when you were the god killer, I had to pivot because your terrible rolls wanted you dead so bad.
They wanted to kill Arlene so
So
bad,
bad.
and she just would not give up.
And now Constance is out here failing the first time.
The first time, honestly, like killing the depressed, sad god of death who's just been phoning it in for God knows how long.
I feel bad about it. I don't like my
Yeah.
heart's in it, but at the same
Your
time,
heart's in the concept of it, but like you were also
Yeah.
trying to like kill your dad you just met.
that I just met. And I think there's a part of me, like I asked if he'd help me. I think there's a part of me that's hoping that I don't have to fully be the one who does this.
Yeah.
And that he'll be like, no, sorry, here's the ability to fix it. My bad.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no.
You were right.
Oh wait, you were like you were dead ass.
You were serious?
Oh, like
I didn't realize you
like
meant
no, like
it.
like dead ass. Are you upset right now? Like no. Are you mad at me? Like serious? Like because if you, I didn't really.
I didn't realize.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Okay,
So I'm going in with just my hands. I'm just going in with my hands.
what are you like? Are you punching? Are you like what's going on here?
I'm going for his throat.
Are you like?
I've killed one thing, and
You
I
killed
did it
one.
by using my hands and squishing it and tearing it.
Yeah.
I don't carry a weapon.
You don't.
I'm a guy.
You're a guy.
I'm a gardener with no garden. I don't even have like a shovel.
You got no hose.
I got no hose.
Yeah, I think you just in a fit of primal fury and frustration, you're experiencing so many emotions that you have never really allowed yourself to indulge on before.
Yeah.
You just go and start strangling
My dad.
your dad. And it's awkward for both of you.
We both don't like it.
You both don't like it.
Yeah.
And it's worse because there's a part of you that wishes that he would like stop and like fight back.
Uh-huh.
But you just strangle, and he kind of doesn't stop you from like initially attacking.
Uh-huh.
But you're trying to kill death
Yeah. With my hands.
with your hands. And you just keep squeezing, and he just won't die.
Sure.
And he looks at you and, seizing on a flaw in your approach, says, "Do you think I wanted it to end like this? Do you think I looked out at everything that has ever been or could be? This is not my first go."
I don't really care what you wanted.
Kind of looks down at your hands, still like relax a little bit. I don't know, are they relaxed or are you still tight?
They're still
They're
tight.
still tight. Seemingly, it's not doing anything.
No reason to.
He's like unaffected by it.
I need to change my approach.
He's the devil from the Bible.
It's really cute. You're gonna kill me with the power of strangulation.
I'm an entity of a concept. Death doesn't care about anything.
I asked you not to lie.
You did.
You can't even give me that.
I wasn't built for this.
I was. Are you gonna help me?
Truthfully, I don't know if I can. Like I said, this wasn't my first attempt at a solution. What you're asking me to do, I don't know how. And I know I owe you more than you've ever gotten in your life. I'm fixing this the only way I know how.
And it didn't work. I'm gonna try something different. That is a two-strand conversation. I'm considering manifesting a miracle.
Okay.
Because what a miracle sort of moment, isn't it? Isn't this the time?
Yeah, you definitely could use a miracle right now because nothing else is working.
Well, and I've got 4 strain, you see.
You've got 4 strain is the thing.
Sort of have 4 of them.
You've kind of got 4 strain when you think about it.
And 5 gets a little dicey.
5 does get a little dicey.
Just a little stressful. The semblance of power that I have is life. Mm-hmm. I am fighting death.
You are, in fact, fighting death.
I'm fighting death himself.
You're fighting death himself.
I feel like as much as death and life are a cycle and are very much both a side of the same coin, if I just sort of manifested life made tangible. Just kind of in him.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd like it.
I don't think he would, because it would be antithetical to his whole shtick.
Sort of a matter, dark matter situation.
Yeah.
And I'm a little concerned that because all living things die, this might backfire on me in some way.
Oh, perhaps.
But this is kind of the one idea I have.
Yeah, no, it's a cool idea.
This is my idea. That's what I'm trying. I'm going to use life against him.
Okay. What do you think this looks like for Constance? You have your hands around his throat.
I do fully.
Are you just trying to channel life energy into him?
Basically, I don't even think it's manifesting like a symbol of life or plants or anything like that. I think it is just the essence of what life is. I'm manifesting this as a miracle. This isn't even me wielding the power. I am trying to like turn him inside out.
You are trying to kill death, which certainly would take
a miracle one would
a
assume.
Miracle. Yeah.
Yeah, but
And
this is the one power I've got.
This is the one thing you've got.
One miracle
the
I can
one
do.
weapon you have against death is life itself, which I think is saying a lot.
Yeah.
So here's what I think happened. As you are focusing all of this energy and reaching out into whatever it is, that thing inside you that connected to life, that spirit of death that has always been a part of you and continues to choose to be a part of you, and that you choose to be a part of as well. You feel this spring connecting you to your father through that link of death. And you feel well up inside him life in a very different way, as someone who was born the way many gods are, where by the time they have a consciousness of what they are, no one has ever ascended from immortal form. By the time they know what they are, they have already been it, predating their memory.
Right.
So he's never experienced life in any way that wasn't connected to who he was in death. And what you've done here with this miracle is sort of inspired a kind of mortality in him. That for something to truly be able to die, it must first be alive. And this, you see his face contort. He does not like this. He does not know this. That pain of and fear of death that comes with, I don't know, it comes with being alive. He's feeling that as an outside emotion for the very first time. And you see it in him, a spark of something new.
Does he seem afraid?
Terrified. He doesn't move your arms, he just looks at you. Terrified.
Is there signs of life how I would expect it? Like, the man didn't need to breathe. Strangling him was not gonna work. But is there like a pulse? Is there air in his lungs?
Now that you mention it, as you hold your hands around his neck, you feel something beating. You feel the movement of blood. How tight are you holding?
I probably loosen up a little bit now.
Loosen up now. and you see him breathe. And again, he looks as if there are 1,000 things he wants to ask you, and none of them come out.
I just need what you have. I just need the power that you have. We can leave you enough to be like me. We can just trade. You'll like it better, I think. You'll be better at it than I was. And I can be better at this than you were.
He stares intently and leans down, is whispering in your ear. Take whatever you need.
This should work, right? This makes sense.
He takes your hand
They're on his neck.
from his neck and he puts it over his heart. And he nods.
There is not something I know how to do what I want to do. I want to siphon. I want to take.
Yeah.
But the only thing I know how to take is the life I just gave him.
So take it back.
It's the one thing I want to let him keep. But it's all intertwined with him now.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance that after I take what he has, I can fix that too.
Sure.
There's a chance. But I can't fix anything at all if I don't take his power and take what he is. And if I take his power, I might be able to then fix him and make him like how I am now.
Maybe.
That's my only shot.
Okay.
So he put my hand on his heart.
Mm-hmm. You can feel it beating.
And I think I'm having the same issue that he's had, but there's a lot of things I want to say. And none of them are right. I've never killed anyone before. I don't know what you say. So I am just hesitating.
Yeah. Do you want to kill this god? Are you going to kill this god?
I have to. I'm going to because I have to. I'm hesitating because for all of the times that I've been the last face someone has seen, it's never felt so important to get it right. But I don't know what to do. So I'm just standing there.
Yeah.
One hand kind of around the side of his throat and the other hand on his heart. And it's my dad.
You barely know him.
But I do.
Yeah. And he looks at you with an expression that you have seen more times than you can count, of someone who meets you for the first time in their last moments. Somehow, being around you makes it just a little bit easier to accept and pass on.
So I guess I say what I say to everyone else. And I don't say anything special. I don't change the script. I tell death the same thing I have told every creature that has come to me to die. And I hold them real close, a little tighter around the neck than I do to most things that come to me.
You're probably usually never holding them tightly around the neck.
No, but they like to be close. And I hold him, and I listen to his pulse, and I just say, I'm here till it's over. I'm here till it's over. And I squeeze.
And you do. And more than the hand around his neck, the one on his heart, that gift of life which you gave him, you now take away. And you feel him go limp in your arms. What exactly happens when you kill a god?
Oh, well, when you confront a god in their true form and exploit their downfall to kill them, you describe how you slay them. I did. And then you roll 2d6. This one's gotta be special. It's one of my most specialist ones. Ready to use my skull dice? What a fool I am.
What a fool you are indeed.
We'll do some gold. We'll let him die with gold. 6. 5.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So that is a strong hit. It is a 10 plus. Their death transforms, liberates, or shields an aspect of the cradle. Describe what and how.
You feel life, death, and quiet as he goes limp in your arms. The place you are in, the ashes swirl in the fog, and his body turns to ash and mixes in the fog, and the pieces of the castle he built crumble, and you are in a whirlwind of nothing. Some abstract medium.
I try to keep a handful of it, but
Dust in the wind.
yeah. And I'm just alone. Does anything feel different?
In what way?
Did I fix it?
You're reaching to try and feel some connection. You don't know where you are. You don't know how to get back to where everything else is. It's hard to say. Even now, the most different you feel is just the weight on your soul.
And there's no more front door.
No more
leave
front
through.
door. Not that you see.
Just alone.
Yeah.
Can I pray?
To what?
Well, I want to pray to my dad. Because that essence has to be somewhere. It has to be somewhere. Things don't, even when things die, they don't just get destroyed. That's not how it works. You have to do something with dead things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I just imagine that dust in the space as what is left and as that essence. And I'm just praying for guidance. That's the move I've chosen.
Okay.
The aid that I'm seeking is that I'm not trying to make sense of the space. I'm not trying to understand what's happening. Kind of for once, I'm just trying to accept that this is where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just gonna say, very intentionally and focusing on that energy as it swirls wherever it's gone, the aid that I'm seeking, which is, tell me how to get home. Please tell me how to get home. I just want to go home.
You need to answer one of these questions. What kind of God answers your prayers, or what unclear omens or visions besiege you?
I think I am begging to go home. And the only thing coming back to me in response is just a continuous image of my garden decaying and falling to ruin and disappearing and turning to dust. And then it starts over. And it's just this place vanishing as I'm pleading to go back to it. And that's all that I am seeing.
And you see this garden continue to cycle life and death and life and death back to the dirt, back from the dirt. And then your garden becomes larger. It's almost as if you're zooming out. You see the entire area where you live. Malum, the oceans, the worlds, planes you didn't ever conceive of that might not even exist yet. In this same motion and rhythm, the life, the death, the rebirth, further outward, the stars, the silence between them. Wider, they collide, they explode, they burn, and they die. Into silence, as the universe comes to an end, and then an explosion again as it reforms. You see the infinity of the cosmos, and it hurts. I'd like you to mark off another strain, if I may.
Ames, that's my 5th one, though.
That's your 5th one. Oh, that's crazy.
Ames.
That's so crazy how that happened.
When you suffer your 5th strain, choose whether you succumb or persevere.
Do you want to succumb?
No.
Okay, so you want to persevere?
I made it this far. I don't want to die in the void. I want to go home.
I want to go home.
I want to go home so bad.
Yeah.
If you choose to persevere, roll 2d6. My dad's dice can go over there. It
Yeah.
can be special. Boring dice. Not special dice. Just whatever I'm grabbing.
What you got?
That's a 9. It's a 4 and a 5.
Of course it is. You're fine. I'm sorry, I know how to roll dice. I never learned.
So I clear 1 strain,
Okay.
but reveal 1 to my opponent. So this is assuming I'm in combat.
Yeah.
I am not.
I would like you to reveal one of those. I mean, the thing is, I'm looking at these. A weakness or flaw they can exploit. Mm-hmm. That's kind of clear. You don't know what you're doing.
I have no clue what's going on.
Your true hidden intentions, we've been so clear, there's no hidden intention.
I've never had one of those.
You've never had one. The other thing is something you desperately desire.
The thing
which
I'm begging the universe
also
for.
been really clear of.
I think it's just that all of these things are so obvious.
Yeah.
Is so dangerous.
Yeah.
It's so dangerous what I'm doing, and I don't even know it.
Yeah. As you feel this 5th strain, looking at the infinity of the cosmos and the universe, you feel your brain reeling to come to terms with the implications of what death is, not just in what you understand, but in experiencing it with every single life. Everything that has a semblance of life is life. An organism is life movement, and it can be, and sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. Do you think Constance would scream?
No. I think Constance gets real quiet.
Get real quiet, and the winds around you begin to slow, and everything goes still. And it's you, and you're alone more than you ever have been. There is nothing that exists now that knows what this feeling is. There was one person who did, and it became too much. And you want to go home.
I want to go home.
As you imagine home in this nothing space, maybe one day could be something else. You are in no state to try and comprehend what it is now.
No.
You see a door.
I was looking for a front door.
It's always there.
I guess I go for it.
Got nothing better to do.
No other options at this time.
You go through the door and you find yourself inside the base of a long, tall tower that is leaning a bit to the left. There are ropes and strings and knots laced throughout this entire thing. And all it goes is up.
Am I alone?
You stand, you listen. There seems to be someone up there. You could yell for them if you want.
I don't.
You don't.
But I don't guess they're probably gonna come down here. So I guess I start climbing.
You do. No.
You want to make me fail a dice roll so bad.
I want you to fail a dice roll
Am I
so
tempting
bad.
fate right now? Am I doing something silly?
Yeah. I want you to have faith. I just want to see if you fail a dice roll. It's fine if you don't.
You want me to fall out of a tower?
I want you to fall out of a tower.
I just
do.
killed my own dad in cold blood, and you
okay.
want me to fall out of a
The blood
tower.
was warm. You warmed it up before you killed him. So
It's a 4.
Yeah.
Not looking good for you. That's a 3. 7. I get through it mostly unscathed.
yeah, you also don't have any options, and you are far from a god that wishes you harm.
Nice. So that's a 9.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Sorry, I'm just so good at dice.
So you're so good. I can't believe you loaded all your dice.
All 75 of my D6. I don't know how
I'm
many
just
I brought.
wanting something. I just want a little vindication.
I have failed a roll. It's when I tried to get my dad.
Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, I guess. Whatever. Yeah, you climb pretty effortlessly. It isn't actually effortless, but it looks fine.
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
No one's watching you, so you don't feel as self-conscious about it.
It's pretty standard. Well, then there's nothing that I'm not trying to favor protection on my hip anymore.
Right.
So it's pretty easy to just climb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I climb up the ropes and I'm pretty fine at it.
Yeah. And you get to the top. And
All the way at the top. How tall is this tower?
very tall. It
Oh,
takes you a few
gosh.
minutes.
I don't know if I have a fear of heights. I don't think I've ever been up high.
Yeah. Do you have a fear of heights?
Probably not. Just, I don't think I can devote any amount of mental energy to thinking about the heights at this moment. I think I'm just a
Yeah.
little shell-shocked.
Why?
Yeah, no, I know. That's a confusing thing for me to be saying, but
Yeah. You head to the top. No thought about heights. You are in, even for you, extreme tunnel vision.
sure.
And when you get up there, you see a being, humanoid, pale white, with a gold line going down, draped in white robes, sitting at a spinning wheel. Some gold thread being spun out of hay.
It's Rumpelstiltskin.
Okay.
You can't say that and not expect that.
Yeah, that's fair. It's not specifically hay. I did say that, but
did.
it's just they're spinning gold.
Yeah. No, it's Rumpelstiltskinning right now.
Okay, sure. Yeah, you had to give up your firstborn child.
No. All my children I'm gonna have. Okay. Well, that's terrible news. They're in the middle of a task.
Yeah.
I don't like interrupting people when they're in the middle of a task. So I guess I will just quietly wait nearby
You do so.
until they're ready for me.
Okay.
And I'm willing to do that for some time.
And you do.
I have a lot to process as is. It's okay for me to sit quietly for a minute.
You sit quietly and process, and they are not going to make the first move. They will spin in silence for as long as you wish to sit in silence.
I don't wish to sit in silence. I wish to go home. I guess I'll just quietly enough, because I'm pretty close by. Just kind of, hello, I'm Constance
Gable.
Gable.
Hello.
I don't know how I got here.
I do.
Did you do it?
No, you brought yourself here. You were looking for answers. You were looking to go home. Mm-hmm. You were stuck.
Yeah. Destroyed my door on accident,
Built a new one?
I guess. I thought you did.
No.
And I guess, yeah.
I've not built anything in quite some time.
Did you build this?
In a way.
It's nice.
Thank you. Still spinning as you're talking.
I don't need very many more answers, I don't think.
Oh?
Just a couple.
Happy to help however I can.
Did I fix it?
Not yet.
I was pretty sure that was gonna do it.
When you return, death will follow.
So I fixed it. I'll just go home and it'll be fixed. I just need to get there, right?
Yes.
Great. What happened to him?
He died. He's
I
been
was-
trying for quite some time, so in a way it's nice.
I was sort of hoping to let him keep the body, the beating heart, and all that. Did I do it wrong?
No.
Or was there...
You did exactly what you were supposed to do. You fixed it.
That's good. That's good. And can we reverse just what happened to him at the end?
You of all people should know. There are rules for these sorts of things.
Yeah. I just wanted to trade.
We don't do half measures.
I've always been a half measure.
You've always been two separate wholes in one.
It was a long shot.
I don't fault you for asking.
I'd regret it if I didn't. So. What is your domain then? Weaving?
In a way. I mostly just do it to pass the time.
Yeah, it must get boring.
No, I find it interesting.
Oh.
I like to watch all of the lives, but it's nice to have something to do with my hands.
That makes sense. Well, thank you for opening your tower. That's sort of all my questions done, I think. It's fixed if I can just go home.
You can, and death will follow.
I don't... That's the second time you said that.
It's yours now.
It's just reinstated.
It used to be your father's, and now it is yours. In his misguided efforts, though well-intentioned, things were brought out of balance.
Okay.
You are seeking to restore that balance. You've made yourself very clear.
Mm-hmm.
And you have. And you will. And you will preserve that balance. That is now your charge.
Got it. It wasn't an undo button so much as it was a passing on the mantle. I just didn't want him to be keeping it.
Now
from
you have
everybody.
it. And so does everyone else. As soon as you return.
Have I not returned? Where are we?
They sort of gesture toward a wall of the tower. And you look out and you see you are suspended over the waters of Malum. An island tethered to another island.
The way the islands must be.
The way the islands are able to tether to the other one in the air, yeah.
They have to be attached or they'd float away. I don't mean to be rude, but this feels very returned.
Do you accept it?
I feel like you're saying it like it's supposed to be a hard choice, but I made it already. I made it already. As soon as I realized he wasn't, you know, I made it already. If this is part of it, then of course.
Then you are home.
No. I wanted to. Can I go back?
To your garden?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Should I?
I am not going to tell you what you should do. I already know what you will do.
Can you tell me?
I won't. You have to find it for yourself.
Some sort of I'm not just half God anymore.
You were never half anything. You are now no longer mortal.
Right. I don't think I know you said I can go back, but I think maybe I actually can't. I don't think I actually can.
Okay.
The place I just came from, what was that?
I do not think it has a name. It was your father's,
Right?
so now I suppose it is yours.
Mm-hmm. There's not much in it.
No.
There was.
Well, you have to build it.
Yeah. I've never been any good at that.
You have a lot of time to start.
Okay. Okay. What can I call you?
Some call me Balance.
All right. Is that what you like to be called?
It is fine.
Am I still Constance?
If you wish to be.
I don't feel like the person who left my house.
A lot has changed since you left.
I killed someone.
You did. And thank you.
Don't thank me for that. Don't do that.
You saw the imbalance and you corrected it.
Yeah.
So thank you.
That's fine. Don't thank me for killing him. I don't know what to do now. My whole life has just been about getting my questions answered. Or ignoring that I had questions to answer. But I don't know what to do now.
What did you do in life?
I gardened.
So garden. You are death. Whatever you decide, you shall become.
I think that I am just paralyzed. Just absolutely stuck. With how do you process? How do you understand?
Yeah.
Even if it's not a huge leap.
Right.
Everything feels different.
Yeah.
The entire understanding of my own future and self and universe has just been forced to turn on the world's smallest dime. And I'm just thinking about all of the things that I've buried. In all of the soil I've gotten underneath my fingernails. And I'm just quietly coming to terms with more of that over millennia and millennia. While they stare at me and spin their thread.
Yeah.
I think I will be wandering for a while. Is there anything I need to do?
It is not my place to give you a charge. Death is complex. There are souls. There are movements, cycles, things that must be preserved, things that must be held sacred. If we are to ensure balance. I am not here to pass a judgment on you, and you have already passed your judgment upon your father. So the manifestation of the rest is up to you. Wonder might do you good.
Probably still stay away from people.
You don't have to.
I will. I can't imagine what it feels like to be next to me now. No, there's a wishing well I need to get back to, actually.
All right.
If I have questions, can I come back here?
Of course. You're always welcome.
Will you be able to answer them?
Perhaps. I suppose it depends on the question.
I thought you knew what I would do.
Not all questions are answered in the time in which we want. Not all answers are ones we are happy with. But I can assure you, everything is unfolding as it should.
Okay. It's good to meet you.
I look forward to the next time.
Okay. And I will carefully make my way down the ropes.
Carefully, awkwardly climb down the ropes. You find yourself on an island that is tethered to another island that is floating far above the ocean, a while away from shore.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Wow. Can I descend safely?
What do you try? Do you just take a step, see what happens?
I think I just jump.
You jump. And you fall. And you think about the fact that you would much rather not slam body first into the ocean. Am I correct in that?
It's like you read my mind about how I didn't want to hit the ocean at terminal velocity.
And as you have that thought, a pair of wings materializes from your back instinctively, and you glide down toward the shore. And you stop, and a flurry of black feathers disappears.
This could be good. This could be really good. And I'm gonna start walking back to Caius's wishing well. And I'm gonna make that guy answer my questions about what we are.
Yeah. You begin walking to Caius's wishing well. You begin heading to the wishing well of the last person who gave you a straightforward answer when you asked. The only person, your best bud, Caius. That guy's great.
He's gotta know that I will be someday holding up my end of this bargain we made.
For sure. And he's happy to make another deal.
I don't need another deal.
I
gotta be so bad to be around right now.
Yeah, you are, and we're not going to get into the dynamics of Caius right now.
I know I'm stronger than that little weirdo.
We can't get into it.
I know it in my heart.
I know you are. I'm just saying, we're not getting into it.
No, that's for the verbal component.
That's for the verbal component. And you are right. As you walk throughout, things do not immediately revert back to normal. It doesn't undo what happened, but it has stopped. Mm-hmm. Somewhere, someone jumps off a cliff like they did the day before.
They'll learn.
Somewhere else, a flower is choked out by an ivy. And somewhere else, a person closes their eyes to go to bed. One last time. And you feel all of these happening concurrently every moment of death. And there's something that pulls you elsewhere, perhaps, to deal with what's happening there. And you find yourself existing in a kind of superposition to time. Those deaths will be there when you are ready. And right now you are walking to a well. And for the time being, the earth and grass at your feet withers in your steps. Animals retreat. The only thing, for some reason, that can stomach being around you, you hear the calls of ravens as they keep you company in the twilight. And you are back among the earth, and everything living is as it should be. Balance is restored, and you, Constance, are still alone.
And I will be till it's over.
And I think that's where we end.
Thank you so much for listening to Unprepared Casters : Jacob's Ladder. Goodbye.
Thank you so much for listening to this arc of Unprepared Casters: Jacob's Ladder. It was so incredible to get to sit in the same place as Amelia and record this thing. I really hope you liked it. And I really hope that if you could or you wanted to, that you watched the video version. If you were on our Patreon, patreon.com/unpreparedcasters, you got these episodes early and you also got them in video form early. But if you're not on our Patreon, you can still watch them in video form on our YouTube. We're Unprepared Casters over there as well. This is my last plug for you to go watch it in video form. We looked so good. Our outfits actually just got better the entire time. Our best ones we did save for last. And you can also catch the verbal components over on our Patreon as well, our talkback show that we recorded very recently, kind of looking back on the episodes and talking about our feelings about them. If you have already found us on YouTube to watch the episodes and our beautiful faces, and you wanted to find us other places on the internet as well, you can also find us on Instagram. We're at Unprepared Casters. You can also find us on Twitter. We're at UnPrepCasters, a little nickname. And you can also buy our merchandise and wear it on your body at unpreparedcasters.com/shop. If you wanted to just find Amelia, you can go pretty much any social media site and just go to @AmeliaSom, or you can go to links.ameliasom.com to find the full list. If you wanted to find me, I do make it more complicated for you, but that's only because I believe in you, okay? If you're on TikTok, you can find me at WhipJack, WHIP Jack. If you're on Twitter, you can find me at WhippedJack, WHIPPED Jack. If you're on YouTube and you want to listen to me ramble for hours and hours at a time, I'm Haley WhipJack over there. And if you're on Instagram, I am very recently Haley WhipJack over there as well, at Haley WhipJack. I'm trying it out. We'll see if it sticks. And to close out this arc, to close out our first ever in-person arc, I would like to give a huge shout out to all of our patrons, quite frankly, but a special named shout out to all of our $15 and $25 patrons. Could not do this without you guys. Patrons such as Lady Drew, Caroline, Kyle Bonial, Lucas Guerin, Stefan Odom, Happy Little Ghost, Elma Cochran, Bex Rhodes, Aster, S.J. Giese, Theodore Jam, Valerie Ann, Rachel Ann, Ian Schwartz, Alan Beck, AJ Bissinger, The Emprix Mixar, Leaf Caliber, Andromedus Blackshire, Nicole, Enchill, Joey the Dynamo, Yoshidas, Silas S., Justin, Martine M.H., Felinius, Annie G., Jane, also Dylan, Mary R., Juan Soto, Daddy Diabetes, The Kind Hammers, Fate Grady, DM Squared, Esker, Cassidy, Lando Litch, Ian Strong, Dino Queen Jules, Remix City, Faye Nightshade, Cam Gasicki, Mitherwine, Caroline Harden, Grimmy, Primbono the Muso, Aiden Sowood, Pete Alexander, Amalia, maybe through Pixies in a Trenchcoat, Hollis, Oliver Neville, Charlie, Jacksimonium, Finch, Luminelli, Andy Rowland, Tired Vi, Beetle the Bard, Sarah Lewis, Zach, Orborb, Mulvin Prime, Bridget Surdock, Poison Boy, Tali, Abby Greer, TJ, Alyssa Bryan, Fluffy Socks, Mage 101, Rebecca Lawton, Jenny Waboom, Odd Pit Pat, Zebby Lown, Ryan Neese, Cal Neville, Beckles, Bucket Master, Ilya Nepomniachtchi, Demon Slayer 1, Andy, Marigold Morrigan, Cole, Gandalf the Gay, Jordan Richardson, Fungitor, Cobra 111, Alcyon Hero, Justin Friedberg, Jennifer Wild, Meta Rapina, Jack Lionheart, Marky Boy 15, Courtney Danielle, Siobhan Delilah Rose, Sierra, David Loggeman, Jade Crown, King Smiley, Gabriel the Sorcerer, Trace of Silver, Ellen Stanfill, Derek Rogers, Jesse Dubin, Steps of the Palace, South Space, Legos Jedi, Rachel Goodman, AJ Downs, Depresso Espresso, a concerning number of Bs, Tech Remnant, Celtic Lord of Mice, Florin Forta, Sherman Manring, Feywild 42, Nerd the Guy, Rue, Guilty, Beard Acknowledged, Dubinius, Lacewing Apologist, Azula's Tale, and Petal. Thank you so much.